Hey Cancer, it's Mary Ellen coming from Moonrise Cottage for your September 2020 reading. Cancer, I'm going to dive right in. I have a lot of territory to cover, my guides are saying. There are a lot of links below to my website. You can come and get a special price COVID-19 reading. It's only $45. I'm going to keep inching the price up, but it's still really cheap. So you might as well get it while it's under $50. I am starting a new series of meditation classes using Zoom from right here in Moonrise Cottage. We're going to be doing meditation with quantum vibrational energy using the science of Nada Yoga. So there's a link for that to the website and all kinds of other information, including links to the astrology. Very important, especially for you, Cancer, in these moments. So this is the theme that my guides want to speak to you about. That's the Queen of Wands. There's a lot of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of desire for creation that you are being held in this month of September. We're seeing the intention of your soul. Okay, my guides. So what's going to happen is my guides are going to be streaming this reading. I'm going to do my best to stream forward into the video camera the information energetically. So my guides are talking about make sure they want you to take notes. I think there is energy that's going to come through that's going to be helpful to you. I've never done this before. Honestly, I don't know if it works, but we're going to go for it because I've been trying to get your reading out for 4 or 5 days. And it has each day that I've tried to make the video, it hasn't worked. So I have a deep understanding now of why. It's been, my guides are saying it has been a deeply exhaustive cycle and struggle that you've been engaged in. So to all the returning users and subscribers, welcome back. And to all the new folks, welcome. If you have not seen your readings for May, June, July, August, go and look. Please, some very important cycles have been finishing, and we're coming into the full moon in Pisces in just a couple days on the 1st of September. And it has the potential to close out this cycle that you've been in for your entire life. That's part of what that's about. So you came here to this place to hold yourself in this way. It's about being held hostage, honestly, and I'll tell the story when we get there. But I want to revert for a moment to the oracle cards. So this is the Wind. It's a numeral 63. That adds up to a 9 in terms of numerology and life cycle. Please go look that up. It will be important for you going forward. So you have been buffeted by the winds your entire life, and no one needs to tell you, Cancer. You know. I know because I have some significant cancers in my life. And again, I just want to fully acknowledge this is a general reading. It's not going to apply to everybody. And really, when you think about tarot and the way it's keyed to astrology, sometimes a reading will resonate, sometimes it won't. It really depends on your astrology. So if you have a stellium in water or multiple cancer, like my guys are saying, cancer. I know some people that have a triplet in Cancer. Then it's going to affect you more, obviously, be more spot on, so to speak. And because we have a full moon in Pisces, this is your moment, Cancer. It's not the only moment. It's not the last moment, but it's an important moment, and it's up to you to either accept it or perhaps decide, I'm not ready, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't fault yourself because things unfold the way they're meant to. I have a very deep belief about that, given the way my life unfolds on a day-to-day basis. My guys are talking about annual basis. We are all meant to shift and change and move forward based on our own predestined story because we came here as quantum strings of energy, arriving here from the universe. So as I'm even saying the words and we're speaking about Cancer, there's an enormous amount of emotion coming through, coming into my heart center, my will center, from my back. That's how I experience it. And then it gets translated into emotion, rises up on its way to the pineal gland, which is the method of communication that you're meant to be using. Okay, so there's a process of breaking that you've been going through for many months now. You've been breaking down. Things have been breaking down in your life. Some of you have walked away from relationships. Some of you have had others walk away from you. Something's going on, and it's very important. It's just, my guys just said, it's not chattel. It's the real stuff of your existence. So you are being blown by the winds, and part of the challenge is to tame the wind and use it, harness it for the purpose through which you are meant to shift and change and go forward. So it's going to continue to be a challenge this month, or perhaps you will feel relieved and you will allow yourself to fly away on the wind, depending on what's going on in your life. It might be blowing you in a whole different direction. It may be causing a swirl. I'm seeing a vortex. It may be causing a swirl in your life that's taking you through the four directions, because this is a shamanic reset. Every reading I've done and all the personal readings that have come forward over the last, I would say, 4 weeks definitely, and through the Lionsgate portal, that's the exact theme. We as a class of beings are having a reset. Our shamanic energy, our shamanic purpose is coming to the surface now, because we are in the last portion of 2020. And there is a terrific battle going on. So there are a lot of words coming through, but we are in a place of our destiny. So those of us that are here, that are meant to have a shamanic awakening in these days, you will be experiencing it. All of us. It's happening for me. I'm going through a massive transformation again. And I feel like I just had one, and it's coming on again. A lot of change going on in my life. So when we see this card, the breaking, this is from the journey of love. So some of you are continuing to move away from a relationship, or perhaps it is moving away from you. There's a very special purpose for that. Do you see the swirl of the energy? A lot of passion. And there's your color, Cancer blue and white illumination. There's something that is transforming because what's being broken is your, okay, I'm just going to stream it right through, your ability, which you experience as your willingness to stay chained to something inside of you. And you will manifest those chains in the exterior portion of your life. So this is primarily not about something horrible happening. This is about you releasing yourself from, my guides are saying the word karmic, and they're not talking about past life problems or something that you created. They're talking about, it's more on the end of the spectrum that has to do with shamanic purposing. So this kind of quote-unquote karma has to do with something that you meant to experience. Many of you with another person, a partner, who was meant to crack you open, break the chains, help you break the chains. I'm getting a big rebuke. So your partner can never break the chains. That's not their purpose. Their purpose is to walk you to the gateway of the next, I'm getting a confirmation, of the next part of your existence. That's about your development, so that you can claim yourself for you. Because you have a very sacred shamanic purpose here. And what my guys are saying, these are the chains. So it's about timidity, it's about fearfulness, it's about hiding, it's about a certain type of PTSD where you're just so triggered so easily and you run and hide, which causes you then to be in the chain of your fears, whatever they might be. There are a lot of reasons to be triggered and to have fears, and I'm not discounting any of them. I certainly have my own. For you, Cancer, this has been going on your entire life. For many of you, this is a very interesting card for my guides to choose. Because it is a queen, we have a high order of feminine energy. The feminine side of you, Cancer, most likely. Do you see the horses? You have the power to move forward, away from these chains, to break the chains. So again, my guides, they're hammering at me, basically. We're not talking about you breaking a relationship. We're talking about the other thing, my guides are saying. And when you break the chains that you have bound yourself in as a shamanic being coming across to have this experience for some reason with some people, you are reaching the end of a cycle that had you bound up in chains in this way from the moment you came here, apparently for many of you. So we see this woman holding her baby. Do you see the mystical realm? She's very activated. So this is how you came through. In order to be held by this beautiful energy of passion, the wands, magic, the abundance of the spiritual ability to shapeshift and transform. And to have the, here's what it is, to have the experience. My guides are talking about a dual experience. The experience of giving birth to yourself, having come through the feminine portal to get here. You have the dual experience of experiencing a birth into the human realm, and then experiencing a birth out of the human realm into yourself as a shamanic carrier of quantum energy. That's why this month is really important for you, Cancer. So this woman's baby was stolen from her. She was accused of killing the baby and hiding it, basically. And she was set up. It's a long story, but she was set up. And her reputation was ruined. And she lost her standing in her community. The only other card in this deck that speaks about that is the King of Swords. And we have it here on the table, and it stands right above her. So eventually her baby was returned to her, and her name and her power were restored. Whatever it is that's going on in your life, we're talking about self-restoration because of an intentional process that you set up in the shamanic realm, in another dimension, Cancer. That's the Sacred Alchemist. You see yourself? This is the card that indicates you. That's the theme that my guys want to speak to you about. They want to speak to you about your incarnation and your redress, because she eventually got redressed, and you set up the cycle. The Sacred Alchemist in this deck is the Mingler of Energy. See the portal? The energy's coming up. You are in the portal, and you are being held in a sacred, quantum, alchemical vessel. The vessel is you, because you are not your human self. None of us. This is just a suit that we wear. There's something else going on. So in this month of September, this thing that you set for yourself when you came across here is being turned on. It's actually being finished. So if you feel ready and you feel like it's your moment, then I encourage you, my guides encourage you, to go straight for it, because that's the Empress. She is known in this deck as the Shaper of Growth, because she shepherds souls across the realms and the dimensions into their incarnations. She's often pictured as a woman sitting on her throne, able to manifest anything she wants. And she's in a state of pregnancy. She's about to give birth. So my guides are saying, cycle back. Allow your memory to cycle back through the words that have come out. You're giving birth to yourself, Cancer. You're manifesting yourself in these moments. The moment of the full moon will be a moment of intensity and brilliance. And my guides are saying, make sure if you feel ready to go across and to finish the cycle, you make use of that moment. Okay? So You have the ability to manifest and to rebirth yourself. The Empress is there to demonstrate to you that you have the ability and that all the bounty that you need is within you. You came across with it. And this is the battle of the century, my guides are saying. Look at that. That's a strength card. My guides just said Leonic energy. So that's a warrior goddess. She's carrying the soul. So again, I think every card in this reading is literally you. Has nothing to do with other people. This is about you and your process. So you see the rabbit, that's about following the energy for this battle. You're going to have victory the moment you empower yourself and you use the strength that is, thank you, Spirit, encoded within you. You came through. You have it. Don't doubt yourself, Cancer, at all. So this is the sword of victory. There are 3 of them in this deck. She took a rabbit to the battleground, and she opened a basket, and she watched how the energy ran. That's the transition you're making. You are no longer this rabbit. You are not going to run and hide in your burrow. Your days of carrying fear are over if you should decide to empower yourself and use the energy that is within you, my guides are saying, that is coursing within you through your veins, literally, in this month. That's what you're meant to be. That's the identity that you're striving toward, Cancer. King of Knowledge was a common man. And through his own transformational series of events, he rose to be the king because he had an enormous amount of earthly abundance. He was able to figure out how to crack the code for that. And he had an enormous amount of knowledge. And he sits now, I love the expression on his face, very wise, a little bit bemused. I don't even know how did I get here, but this is awesome. Loving my life, continuing to transform. New growth will always come. The worst thing that can happen to a human being is stagnation. So he has his cup of love in his hand. He controls it now. And it's making him very happy. And he has a pig, always cooking on the spit, and the mythology is there's always more. So whenever anything gets used up, the cup refills itself, the spit refills itself, and he's able to be in repose in that way, thank you, Spirit, rather than in repose in his burrow with his fears. It's a massive shift. And the moment is here, this is the bridge card, that causes the reflection and the movement of your human energy to be intricately linked and tied with what's happening on a soul level. So this is about manifesting. The ability to be in connection with the sacred heart mind of the universe. While you're rooted here on this earth, you are in another dimension this month, Cancer. We are all transitioning into 4D, what human people call 4D and 5D. It is about interdimensional travel. It's about interdimensional ability to be in touch with yourself in multiple realms at the same time. It's a very sacred experience for a human to have, and you will be having it. So the fact that it sits on the table above the Empress card amplifies the power of this message. Okay, go for it, Cancer. If you need assistance, get some. This woman had an army that she was controlling, and she rose an insurrection against the Romans. She won a lot of battles. So those are the kind of messages that are coming out for you. I love this. And you see how these two heads are joined at what we would consider, my guides are saying, at the pineal gland. They keep pointing to this. So you'll be going in through the third eye, and you'll be stimulating the pineal gland, because what's happening on a soul level while you're having this human experience. Look, Cancer, I'm struggling to find the words to impress upon you how deeply momentous and serious this is. And my guys just said psychically joyful. Do you see the Kundalini awakening that's happening? Look at that. Triple spiral at the root chakra. And your energy is completely illuminated, and the triple spiral at the crown chakra. So many of my regular subscribers know all about these cards now. But for those of you that are new, this is the World card. So massive shift and change. Again, a notation of finishing a cycle. You have all the tools you need. And you will do well to prepare yourself in whatever way you do. A ceremony, if you can go to a retreat, do that. My guides are saying go to the monastery. There are monasteries peppered all around. Okay, they're talking about the United States. All around this place, but obviously all around the world. Some of you live in a place where there are ancient temples. Go to the temple and have a talk with the universe, with this part of you. Okay? And perform your ceremony. In whatever way you do it. Because the guides are here waiting for you, Cancer. Literally waiting for you to show up. To take this blessing. So a cycle is ending and something new begins. And in this coming year, you will gather a lot of wisdom to see the sacred swastikas in each quarter of the year. Those are the petals of wisdom that you're going to pick up as you go through the next year of your life with all your tools intact and this massive awakening affecting everything you do. So if you don't know and you're new, the swastika is one of the most ancient symbols that is found in every culture, in every ancient place, everywhere on this earth. There's something, people talk a lot about ancient aliens and ancient beings that were here. I think it's likely true. I think it's probably us, having come through in the different dimensions in which we exist as quantum energy beings. So you may meet yourself, Cancer, in another dimension, in another place, through this moment when your destiny comes forward. You may find yourself. My guys are talking about the movie Contact. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And all manner of things like that, my guides are saying. So the swastika is about the turning of sacred energy. It's an extreme amount of power. And we're talking about spiritual power, spiritual wisdom to turn destiny. I want to show you something, Cancer. So, Four of Swords, the judgment of battle. On a soul level, you are finishing a cycle. You're going to go into a multidimensional space in order to have some rest. Because it's been hard on you, Cancer. I know. I have a lot of Cancers in my life. So, just so you know. Look. Do you see? Actually, ooh, my guys. There must be a message in that. How did I do it right there? Okay, there we go. So, there's you. It's a kind of a David and Goliath story. That young man won a battle against an evil king. Something that was trying to destroy him. There's something about the way you came through, Cancer. You wanted to go through this in order to regain your power. On both sides of the realm, my guides are saying. Both sides of the veil, this battle, this sacred battle, and, battle being a euphemism, an effort. My guys, they're saying all kinds of words, like it's graduation time. You did it. You did it to test yourself, I think. And my guys are talking about the way in which we choose. And when we come into a place where we really understand. So that's what's going to be happening with you on a soul level. You're going to come to some understanding, some judgment of this earthly battle that you've been in with yourself. More so than other people. You thought it was about other people. No, it's not. It was about you. Because you are the king of the realm. You are meant to be the king of your own realm. Earthly incarnation. Your efforts to come into your power, see it reflected here on this earth. Because on a soul level, that's what's next. You see the full moon? My guides are saying things like, they want all of you to go to the temple. Whatever that means for you. I'm not a fan of religion, most of you know, because I think it steals choice from people and disempowers them. Generally, no offense to anybody. It's the way we use it. And the way it's dictated by societal norms and any given age and all that stuff. So, you, on a shamanic level, something happened and you lost your power. And you had to come back here in order to regain yourself so that your journey could go forward. I don't profess to know why that choice was made or what happened. But apparently you were a celestial warrior, or I'm being corrected, I'm sorry, Spirit. You are a celestial warrior on a soul circuit that includes this kind of adventure so that you could experience a mystical healing. That's what this is about. And it's happening on this full moon that's coming forward. So the story is, this king, oh my God, you're saying, like all kings, back in the ancient days, a warrior had lost his hand in a battle, and then he lost his power. So something happened to you in some interdimensional space somewhere at some time. And you came here to have the human experience that matches it. That's why your life's been the way it is. And then the mystical healing, the moment came, hang on, the moment came, and the battle was won. Somehow, in a way that was stymieing even to you. I don't know how I won, but I did. It didn't seem possible to me. So maybe that's part of the magic, is you came here to experience the impossible. His hand grew back through a mystical healing. He's clearly sitting in a graveyard. So we're talking about portals and death and rebirth cycles that brought forward this story. So now there's an enormous amount of clarity coming to you in a spiritual way, on a soul level, as a quantum being. You have reached your full understanding, and now you can move on because you're done, you finished it. This is not the ending of a circuit, which makes the soul free to return back to just energy form. It's the finishing of a cycle within a circuit. So you're going to have to come back a couple more times, Cancer. Sorry to tell you. Here's the reason. That's victory. That's the Six of Wands. That's the moment when the guy comes riding into the town square on the white horse, flowers in his hair, and everyone's shouting and throwing flowers, and there's a giant celebration. The fact that this came out and the placement that in the way in which it came out helps me. It's a confirmatory message for me that all the words I already said, I'm not going to repeat them. You are literally working with the firepower, the quantum energy of the sacred realm. If you want to know more about that, come and join us for meditation, because that's what we do. We go out into the shimmering universe based on the quantum strings of energy that each person in the group brings. And you get to have this experience where you co-create and you understand yourself as a co-creator with the sacred intention, male principle, fire energy of the universe. Okay, my guys are saying Uranus. So we have Uranus and Taurus. We have all the planets are going to start going direct now in September. Pluto, Jupiter. There are going to be a lot of really intense conjunctions. The battle is on. That's why your healing's coming in this moment, Cancer. That's why you scheduled it this way. To show up and be present as a sacred warrior, transformed back into your wholeness. Because there's some, you know what, that's about to go down. So, Cancer, look into your chart, okay? They want you to look into your astrology so you understand fully the quantum strings of your energy and the nature of your purpose when it comes to these kind of experiences. so that you could be here in this moment. Shamanic force of light energy, light codes, all the things that people say about DNA codes, yours are clearly being turned on. However you want to express that with human words, my guides don't care, it's fine. They want you to understand the concept, okay? So, thank you, Spirit. I pulled a rune for you. I'm going to pull one more. But look at that. That's the rune for breakthrough and daylight. It's fabulous. So I'm going to read it from the book. And then just for fun, I think I'm going to take a minute since the reading finally came out. And part of what helped me understand this reading actually was, it was like giving birth. I kept trying to do the reading. One day I was exhausted. I just couldn't. You can probably still hear it in my voice. I'm really tired. There's an enormous amount of wonderful things happening here, but I'm busy from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. And I kept trying to get the reading out, and the energy just wasn't there. So you may have been feeling exhausted, Cancer. And having given birth to 2 humans, it is tiring. It wears you out. And sometimes the labor goes on for days. And then you're tired for a month afterward. So I guess I just want to support you with those words. And, okay, my guys are saying the word secure. Secure the notion for you that your exhaustion is purposeful, and you may have the sensation of moving through the dimensions. It's going to feel like giving birth, and it's just a lot of effort, and it is tiring. So take care of yourself. Get as much sleep as you can. Go to the temple if you can. I don't think we can do massage, but Cancer water sign, just take a deep bath. Put some Epsom salts in it. Put some salve on your wounds, because your hand, in all the ways we could understand that, at least in American English, you're getting your hand back. You might be a little sore for a couple days. So, hang on, let me grab my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. So, the rune for breakthrough is the next to the last rune, I think, in the cycle of initiation. So, breakthrough, transformation, daylight, Dagas. Here is the final rune belonging to the cycle of initiation. And drawing Dagas often signals a major shift, a breakthrough in the process of self-change. Thank you, Spirit. Hang on, you want me to hold the cards up? A 180-degree turn and a complete transformation in attitude, perhaps. For some, the transition is so radical that they are no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. Yeah, absolutely not. And, the exterior portions of your life might not change all that much. When you're in a cycle of rebirth, it can take a long time. And the message is, it has taken a long time. For some of you, literally from the moment of your birth. Now my guides are swearing. Some stuff went down. And it put you on what you felt like the wrong course. And you struggled, some of you, for a lifetime with this. And it's over now. It doesn't mean you'll never struggle again. It does not mean you will cease being human and having the challenges that humans have. But it means that on a quantum level, you've reached a goal. And, then your life does transform. It was true for me when my transformation came. So because the timing is right, the outcome is assured now, although not from the present vantage point predictable. In each life, there comes at least one moment. Thank you, Spirit. They want me to hold, they always like me to sort of give the picture show, they call it. See that? In each life, there comes at least one moment. If recognized and seized, this moment transforms the course of your life forever. It is time, therefore, to rely on radical trust, even though the moment may call for you to leap empty-handed into the void. Thank you, Spirit. With this rune, your warrior nature reveals itself. Cancer. If Dagaz is followed by the blank rune, the magnitude of the transformation might be so great as to portend a death, the successful conclusion to your passage, a symbolic death and rebirth. So this is a major period of achievement and prosperity introduced when you draw this rune. The darkness is behind you now, and the daylight has come. Nevertheless, you are reminded not to collapse yourself into thoughts for the future or to behave recklessly in your new situation. My guides are chiding. That's why I'm smiling. Considerable hard work can be involved in a time of transformation. Undertake to do it joyfully. Thank you, Spirit. I like that. So let's pick one more room. Since that room came out 2 days ago. Spirit, can we have one more piece of information, please, for beautiful Cancer? I like it. There we go. That's about the self and the development of the self, so it's perfectly appropriate. Thank you, Spirit. So that's Manaz. Oops, sorry. See? The self. Perfect companion message. Thank you, Spirit. So the starting point to all this is the self. It is the essence of water. Only clarity, willingness to change is effective now. A correct relationship to yourself is primary, for from it flow all possible right relationships with others and with the divine. It is time to remain modest, because this is the Oracle's counsel. Regardless of how great your merit, thank you, Spirit. Hang on. Regardless of how great your merit, wherever the point you are at in your human life. In Cancer, you are a cardinal sign. So many of you might be very prosperous in this way, feeling very in command of yourself, and yet there's this transition happening. It is time to be yielding, devoted, moderate, because then you have a true direction for your life. It is time to be in the world, but not of it. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Do not be closed, judging, narrow. Remain receptive to impulses flowing to you from the divine. You will feel them within you and on the outside of you. It's time to strive to live the ordinary life in a non-ordinary way. Remember at all times what is coming to be and what is passing away. Thank you, Spirit. Focus on that which abides. Nothing less is called for from you at this time. This is a time of major growth and rectification, and as a rule, rectification must come before progress is made. The field is tilled before the seed is planted, and the garden is weeded before the harvest. The self must know stillness before it can discover its true song. So that's why, on a soul level, we see this notion. And if you know the tarot and you know the traditional look of the judgment of battle, we see someone dressed in armor, a warrior perhaps, lying inside of a temple, looks like lying on top of, okay, my guys are talking about the way your physical form is put into resting after a death. And the notion as you go across, your soul goes across, your swords are hung on the wall and you're in this place and there's a stained glass window. It's that kind of rest. Thank you, Spirit. That's going on for you in these moments, okay, my guides are talking about, in this month of September. This is the type of cycle you're going to feel and experience. All right, let's see if I can keep from dropping that. So the self must know stillness before it can discover its true song. That's why they want you to go to the monastery or the temple or something. They want you to go have that experience for an extended numbers of days. So if you can do it, I would urge you to do it. Instead of seeking credit for accomplishments or focusing on results, be content to do this task for the task's sake. Because this is how you experience, this is the secret of experiencing a true presence. Yeah. So, given all the words that have come out about this reading, that is one of the major goals, is to be able to experience yourself as actually present, not hiding, not running, not all the things that are associated with this, being frightened, being in a state of fear in every moment, so that your hypervigilance is so high that any little thing, a snapping of a twig, whatever, will freak you out and you will run. You're not present in yourself or in your life if that's the condition you're in. I'm sorry. I have a lot of PTSD of my own. I understand what it is to be triggered and to be fearful. It's a real drag, isn't it? Okay, so wrapping it up, if you take the rune of the self and cut it down the middle, you will see the rune for joy with its mirror image. A beautiful notion. There is a subtle caution against carelessness in these moments. The self is required to balance the self. Again, they're talking about King of Battle, King of Knowledge, the Alchemy card, the Destiny card, the Empress. All the ways in which you are going to come into direct contact with your mirror image. The self that you truly are, the self that you were in this lifetime up until this moment. And you will see the purpose of the reflection of this journey, and it will bring you a lot of joy. You're not going to feel sad and freaked out. That's part of the process. But when you reach the destination, the destiny, there's only joy in that place because you have a realization. So now I understand why it took so long to get this reading out. So I'm very grateful. So nothing in excess was the second phrase over the temple at Delphi. The first counsel was, know thyself. Cancer, I'm really excited for you. I have a sister who's a Cancer. So this gives me a lot of joy. So do your best to see yourself and understand your very, very sacred journey. Understand your shamanic intention. Understand your quantum energy, your light being. What is that identity, Cancer? Who are you? And then understand all the people that you've traveled with and why. To bring you to this moment, that's the goal of any soulmate relationship, is to walk with you to the gateway of your existence. And, humans muck it up a little. They don't understand that, for some people, yeah. But for a lot of people, no, you're not meant to be with certain individuals forever. It's a roadway that you travel because they stimulate your energy somehow. And you them. It's always going both ways. So Cancer, have a wonderful month. I really, truly appreciate your presence and your willingness to be here in these moments, to have arrived into yourself in these moments in order to be present with the sacred battle that's happening clearly here in the United States, but really it's everywhere, because we are going to turn into our next evolutionary stage of development on a quantum energy way as we finish this year. Thanks, everybody. I'll be so much looking forward to seeing you for a reading in October, and I probably will pop in a couple times with full moon readings and things like that. Definitely for this full moon. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.